And good morning. I'm here with Professor Ramin Khatami, and I'm very happy to interview him. Maybe most of you knows him, and he's a professor of neurology at the University of Bern and also the head of the sleep center and epileptology at the clinic of Barmelweid. But most of all, we are here with him because he's also the vice president of the SNANE and also the European Narcolepsy Network. And we can say that he made the history of the European Narcolepsy Network. And we want to ask him the history of the creation of the database for the European Narcolepsy Network and then also for our database. And he launched this database, I think in 2009. So please, Professor Khatami, we want to hear from you the history.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, asking these questions. A pleasure for me to give you this interview. Actually, it dates even back to 2008, where we had the first idea to collect data systematically, because as narcolepsy, as being a rare disorder, we were pretty aware from the very first beginning that we have to go beyond sleep centers, even beyond countries, and try to have a collaborative work, a collaborative effort to collect data from many, many countries. And this brought us that we developed the database. We started in Switzerland. This was the starting point was in Zurich. We spent a lot of time in designing the structure and defining standards. This is so important to have standards because you must be sure that that the centers enter the data in a standardized ways and not as everybody wants to enter data. So this took us nearly 2 years to set up the standards and the definitions. And then in 2010, then we launched the database. This was a web-based database, and we were very keen to have a prospective database. This was very important. So not a retrospective one, but a prospective data, including follow-ups. And since then, the database was growing over years until now. We have now roughly 3,000 patients in there. We defined something we called a qualified data set. So this data has to be entered. So this is mandatory to guarantee data quality for analysis. And then a second part is the non-mandatory part, which is nice to have the data, but it's not, as said, qualified.
Okay, thank you. And I know that recently it has been also created a pediatric part of this database.
Yes. So this was also a dream of us to not have the adult database only, but to include also that database for children, which is, of course, a bit different because you have to ask other questions. You have, again, make all standards, all definitions. Therefore, we were happy that we had the adult database already as a template, and we got experience and knew what are the weaknesses and what are the strengths of the adult database, and build on that. We could extend the children database, and we were happy that in the existing database structure and contributing centers, there are people dealing mostly with children, and we could bring them on board, and together with them, with these experts for children, we could build the children database, which was launched just recently, a few weeks ago. So we are happy that we have now two parts, the adult and the children database.
And so I guess that also you changed the informant concept for the database.
Yes, yes. So I mean, regulations are always important. This is something, if you change something, if you add something new, you have to adapt the ICF, the formal issues, because this is the framework which you have to adhere to.
So, Ramin, thank you. And I have only one last question.
Yes.
That is, what is for you the most important results that you had creating this database?
Well, given that we have so many patients across Europe, we really can tangle out country-specific properties. We can have epidemiologic service, epidemiologic analysis. This is very important for defining the phenotype. This is very important to learn about the conditions, how the diagnosis can be made, how quick it can be made. And this is also important to see that even in etiology, we got signatures how narcolepsy is triggered or even caused by, for example, I give an example on the recent publications on viruses or vaccinations. So I think this is one of the most important gains we had so far. And I hope, and I'm pretty sure that we are, this is maybe my final comment, that we can and have used the template of the UNN database to build the SNANE database, which is also already used. And having this template, it's of course a smaller version, a slim version, but following the same ideas, I'm also confident that we will gain similar knowledge on Switzerland and Swiss narcolepsy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.